Hello, it's been about a week since I made a video, and I knew I said on Tumblr that I was going to make a video this weekend. It's technically Monday now. It's about 11:08 a.m. here. I was going to make a video, actually probably like at least 2 on the weekend, but my weekend consisted of homework, more homework, and even more homework. I have not left my apartment since Thursday when I came back from my last class. That's how pathetic my weekend has been. I have no life. I have no time for life, unfortunately. And of course today it's all rainy and dreary, and I don't really want to go out, even though I have class in about an hour and a half, especially because that class I have to give a speech in, and I don't like giving speeches. I flat out hate it. It's just like my anxiety. I just feel like everyone's looking at me. I feel like I'm going to just fuck up, pardon my language, and totally kill my grade. Even if I have practiced it and feel like I know it. But I mean, thankfully it's only like a short little poem. It's not like a 5 to 7 minute speech, which is what we're gonna have to do next. Ugh. But okay, this isn't what I wanted to talk about, so sorry for wasting the last like hour and a half. Yeah, you can tell I'm not really thinking straight, clearly, whatever. I've been up since like 7 this morning, and I'm not a morning person, so yeah. But I wanted to talk about something that I've been dealing with for, I want to say, at least the past 6 years. And this is something that I don't condone, and I don't want anyone else to suffer through, even though I know there are other people who are struggling with similar issues. But I've been struggling with, I guess, an eating disorder, but I don't know. Here's the thing. Like, it started off like I would not eat breakfast, not eat while I was at school, and then come home and just like pig out and eat whatever, pretty much whatever I could get my hands on after school, because I was so hungry. And I felt like I had power, I had control, because other people were eating and I wasn't. And it's just like, it made me feel kind of stronger. Like, logically that makes no sense, because your body needs fuel it gets from food to make it stronger. But that's how it felt. And then lately, the past, I want to say at least a few years, there have been periods where I either eat normally or I eat maybe a little too much, and then there are periods where I try to restrict, try to eat like only a certain amount of calories, try to work out if I can actually get my butt up into the gym, which let's be honest, doesn't usually happen, except of course it did more so this time than before. But like, I'll feel where I feel guilty if I eat too much, or like if I go out to someplace with my family and they're eating something, I feel like if I say that I want to eat something, or if I actually eat something there, then that's weakness. Because, well, partially because I don't know how many calories it is, partially because it's just, I don't know. It's probably way too much, more than I should, or like my mind is telling me I should. Even though logically that makes no sense. But the whole thing is that it's not logical. And I keep going back and forth between periods of trying to eat normally and trying to restrict. And it's just like really frustrating, because I'm not sure exactly what triggers it, and when I'm in a period where I'm restricting, it's like I seriously feel like crap if I eat too much. I try to make sure that I only have a certain amount of calories, which is nowhere near what my body needs to function. And I seriously become pretty much obsessed with that, with the number on the scale when I actually get to the gym, because they have a scale there and I don't have a scale, which is probably actually a good thing, but yeah, it kind of annoys me sometimes. But I become obsessed with that and with how many calories I'm eating, and like this time especially, I felt like going to the gym, it wasn't about getting exercise, it wasn't about being healthy, it wasn't about using that to make myself feel better, or like a way to like relieve stress and all that. It was about how many calories I can burn. So it was like pushing myself beyond, probably beyond the point where I should have been pushing myself, unfortunately. And I just I don't really comprehend why I keep going back and forth. It's just really frustrating, and I think I'm going to have to mention this to my therapist if I actually get to see her next month, because of insurance issues. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I'm kind of afraid to, partially because I haven't mentioned anything like this to her before, and I've been seeing her since May, so I don't want her to be like, well, why didn't you mention it before? But that's partially because in the beginning, it wasn't, like when I first started seeing her, it wasn't necessarily as much of an issue, and then when it became an issue, I honestly didn't want to lecture. I didn't want her to tell me to eat better, to eat healthier, or just eat. I don't think she necessarily would, but there's that fear in the back of my mind, and then there's also that fear that even though I am 20 and she legally can't tell my mom, that she would tell my mom, and it would just make things a zillion times worse. Personally, honestly, if my mom knew, I think she has some idea, but not necessarily as to how bad it can get. But it's just I'd feel worse for worrying her. She'd be overreacting, or at least I would think, in my opinion, she'd be overreacting, and it would make the situation worse. But yeah, so hopefully she can help me figure out why exactly I keep going between eating how I should, or more so how I should, to trying to restrict to the point where my body doesn't have enough energy to function properly. And the reason I'm making this video now, I don't mean right now, but I mean now as opposed to later on, or earlier in the order of videos or whatever. Not necessarily the order of videos, but weeks ago or something, or weeks from now, is because I actually just, as of, I want to say Saturday or Sunday, decided, because I was in a restricting phase or period, and I decided that it's not going to do me any good, and honestly, giving my body what it needs isn't making me weak. It's not giving in. It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. But there's still a part of me that's do you really need to eat all of that? Seriously, what the hell is wrong with you? But it's just, I don't know, I just feel like I can't do that to myself right now. I'm already struggling, I'm already trying my best, and especially because I'm in school, I need to be able to focus and be able to concentrate, and that's not really possible when my body doesn't have enough fuel. But I think part of the reason why I started restricting this time around is because of my stomach, because of the IBS or whatever exactly it is. Because it's my stomach doesn't like food. It freaks out, no matter what I eat, pretty much. So it's kind of well, why give it enough food if it's going to freak out anyway? So why not just restrict? Which isn't the best way to handle that, and it's not a good way. But yeah, I don't know. Anyone else have any similar experiences? Feel free to message me or make a reply video. Alright, this is about 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop it now. Stay strong and take care, everyone.